MF Global has gone under and taken with it many holders of the long gold community futures contracts. One such person is Gerald Celente. When his futures position was moved from, it was when Lynn Waldock to the receiver, MF Global owns, or did own, Lynn Waldock. And he said that the cash was taken out of his account. That may very well be. But we have to get the full story first. And I think what's important is the position that he was in. If he was flat and he just had cash in the account and they took it, they may have put it into an account where they're putting all monies. I don't know exactly what they're doing. And also, we don't know whether he was long positions, and gold and silver did go down. And he had said that he had gotten a margin call, but nothing was in his account. That seems rather strange to me. What it has done is elicited a tremendous amount of questions and consternation from people. I'm getting over 1,000 emails a day because he chose to tell the people that he may have lost his money. And we don't know that yet. And this is a letter, like many that I've gotten pertaining to this. People should understand that, number one, even though Gerald played the commodity market since 1978 and is very knowledgeable in the area, he's not a professional. And I've had this discussion with him before. Second of all, there's only 3 newsletter writers I know of who are ex-brokers either in commodities or in shares. So they're qualified to talk about it. I'm one of them. I don't know of any others. And quite frankly, I get sick and tired of these people giving out misinformation. Commodity accounts are done by contract. The contract is not worth the paper it's written on. And the reason for that is that the COMEX likes to screw everybody. It's as simple as that. And CME, which owns COMEX, likes to do the same thing. And they change the rules all the time. And so you have no protection whatsoever in the commodity market, and everybody who's in there should know that. And if they don't know that, well, they didn't read the fine print, or I would think somebody who had done it for years would know that. They say that they have insurance which is supplied by members. And the members seem to be balking, but we don't know the ultimate outcome on this. All we know is that Global is bankrupt. Second of all, the rules pertaining to the commodity market are tremendously different than the stock market. I have told people for years, never use margin under any circumstances. Well, some people do. And unfortunately, sometimes they live to regret it. And secondly, this rumor going around, and I had to answer a question on it this morning, and I felt very bad for the host who I was on with because he had the wrong answer. And he cited another person who was a radio personality. And I asked him, how many years was this person a commodity broker or a stockbroker? Well, I don't know. I don't think he ever was. Oh. How many years did he spend in business school? Oh, I don't know that he ever did that. I said, well, somebody's got to tell me how people like that, who are non-professionals, can make the decisions to tell people what to do in markets. They're not qualified to do so. Getting back to the accounts. If you have a cash account, they cannot, under any circumstances, borrow stock from your account and lend it to somebody else. Do you understand that? Now, if you have a margin account, your portfolio, if they need it for lending, can be hypothecated. Now, I know you all know what hypothecation means. Well, of course you don't, because you were never trained in that business. It means lending securities, hypothecation. So you can take stock from people's accounts and lend it, and they don't even pay them for it. So those are the true rules. So I'm getting questions, well, when are they going to come and steal my stocks? How stupid. Never in history that I know of has anybody ever lost stocks in their account. Period. If ABC brokerage firm goes under, well, they send the accounts over to firm name XYZ. And that's the end of it. It's as simple as that. And these people are running around telling you paper's no good or full of crap. I've made people millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in gold and silver shares before we had manipulated markets. And it'll turn out that way again. And I've always been a big buyer and recommender of gold and silver coins. I've never been very hot on bullion. And I tell people to buy 30% in the coins and 70% in the stocks. And the reason I do that, generally speaking, is because that's where all the money's made, in the shares, at least historically. And until this run is over, we won't know what the answer to that is. But any of them are sure a lot safer than being in any other investments that I know of. What Gerald Celente should have done is kept his mouth shut and not said anything. Because he's not the one that's getting all the questions. I am.
Well,
I'm buried enough as it is.
The reason he's making the statements is he wants everybody to know, and I'm sure that's probably a way of perhaps thinking he'll get his money back a little bit faster than most. Perhaps.
Well, I don't know that anybody will get any money back, and neither does he. And everybody may get every dime back. Mm-hmm. What I'm concerned about is where he was in the account when it was transferred to the receiver. If he received a request for margin assistance to mark the account to the market, that means he had to be long something on margin. And if it's gold and silver, it just dropped $100 and $5 on the silver, and it would have been actually might have gotten a margin call. Now, if they separated the cash from the positions, then everybody's got a problem. But I don't know why they do that. But they may have. I mean, stranger things have happened. So what I'm saying here is we don't have the whole story yet. And I hope Gerald gets his money back and his positions back if he had any. And I hope everybody else does. I just want to make sure that people understand the difference between the commodity market and the stock market. No one is going to take your shares.
Bob, isn't it all just also a matter of risk? I mean,
sure, that's right.
They have plenty of money to take his money and take the additional risk that it costs going into options. He's been doing it for a long time. Does that mean Mom and Pop Jones have the funds in order to take that risk? Of course not. All about risk and where you want to be. If you want to go into those types of investments, you better have what I always call disposable income. It's just like when you go to Vegas. You take money to Vegas that you can afford to lose. And so then when a situation like this occurs, well, you know, you're aware of it. You're prepared for it. But it's all a matter of risk. And that is a very high-risk investment.
10 years from now, Vegas might not even be there.
Hey, the business.
That's how bad things are. They're making all their money in Macau and places like that.